If you're new here, welcome. I hope you find something that you like. So it's been about 3 weeks since I last updated you guys, so I figured I'd come on and provide an update on my end of October stitching and then get right into my November plans for the month. I am filming this on November 3rd, and as you can see, it's a little dark outside, so it's going to be a late one tonight. So I figured I'd get right into it. I have some FFOs. Well, one FFO to share, which is a fully finished object. I have a finish, I have a bunch of new starts, and then I have some whips. So let's go ahead and get right into my stitching. So my first thing that I want to share is my FFO, which is my Halloween Tiny Town. I can't quite remember where I was the last time that I showed you guys, but this is where I finished it. I absolutely love how this turned out. I stitched this on a 32 count sand by, I believe, Picture This Plus. Used the called for floss, which is a mix of Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. And then I used some palm fringe. It's right here. Let's see. Dames of the Needle from the Cauldron, mini pom-pom in the color for orange. But that's what I finished that with. And then I just had some fabric in my stash. And I love how this turned out. It even has the little beads on it, which are in the pattern. Comes with the pattern. So I have this, it's so tiny. I love how cute it is. It's so cute. So I have this on some little magnets, and this sticks onto a white like wire rack that I had got. I'll put a picture of it here. It looks really cute. I love how it turned out, and I'm gonna have all of my tiny towns on it as well once I get them all stitched. So again, this is Halloween Tiny Town by Heart in Hand Needle Art. And I love how that turned out. All right, up next I have a finish. So this is Trick or Treat by Mistress of the Seams. This is what it's supposed to look like. And then this is what mine looks like. So I decided to just call this done. I did omit the outer stitching around because I want to make this a little like standy, like kind of like that. Have it stand up all cute like that. That's what I want it to look like. I wanted it to be a little standy. So I decided to omit the outer border because I didn't want it to kind of be really wide. I wanted it to be more slim. This is stitched on a 18 count white Aida that I dyed neon green. And I used the called for DMC. Again, this is Trick or Treat by Mistress of the Seams. All right, up next, I'm going to go into my new starts. My first up for my new starts, I have Fall is for Football by Stitching with the Housewives. This is what it's supposed to look like. And this is where I am. So this is stitched on a, let's see, 28 count Mushroom Lugana. As you can see, I have a little bit of the words and then a little bit of the football. My goal is to take this into my week of work. I'm in work this week, the first week of November. So my goal is to take this in work, and I always get a ton of work stitching done whenever I'm in there. So I will probably get this finished this week, and I'm really excited about it. My goal is to stitch all of them in this series. I believe they have 5 and then a bonus one. So I believe they have 6 total in the series. And my goal is to stitch all of them. So that way I can have a nice like football like display for next year. So that's Falls for Football by Stitching with the Housewives. Up next, I have, where is it? I have 2 projects on this piece. So up next, I have Harvest Tiny Town by Heart and Hand Needle Art. And this is what it's supposed to look like. And this is where I am. So this is stitched on the same 32 count sand. As you can see, it's quite a big piece. Like I said, I have another project on here, but this is turning out really cute. I had severely messed up on this, and I'm just fudging it and kind of going along with it. On the house right here, I completely omitted 2 rows of stitching, not even realizing how I did it. I guess I just wasn't paying attention properly, and it all worked out for the better because this tree lines up how it's supposed to, so I'm just kind of going with it. But I'm liking how this is turning out so far. It's really cute. And I'm using the called for DMC with this. I don't know if I had said that already or not. So unfortunately I won't get the nice variegation in the trees unless if I do some blend stitches. But I really like how it looks with just the red stitching. Red for trees is one of my favorite colors. I love red trees. We have a red bush our neighbors do in our front yard, and I just love looking out at it every day and just seeing it just gets redder and redder and redder every day. I love fall. All right, up next I have here a pattern that I had started on November 1st for Nora November. So this is a Nora Corbett pattern. And I chose to stitch Miss Forest Mushroom. And this, oh, I have a hanging thread, is where I am. So this is stitched on a 32 count malachite by Fiber on a Whim. This was a fabric that was released at market this year, and as soon as it was released, I immediately snatched it. And as soon as this pattern was released, I knew I wanted to use it for that pattern. So it went hand in hand together so perfectly. So I got in this pattern some of the reds and the mushroom cap so far. Loving how that's turning out. So pretty. I love how this is turning out. So like I said, I am stitching this for Nora November, which is where you stitch on any Nora Corbett pattern for the month of November. So this is what I'm doing. I dedicated this entire weekend to it. So I started this on the 1st on Friday, and I stitched, this is 3 days worth of stitching. So Friday night, Saturday night, and then today during the day. And then I'm going to work on this a little more after I get done filming this during editing processing. And then, so as I worked on this last night, some of the girlies were hosting over on Instagram a stream and stitch, where you streamed an episode of Peaky Blinders or any show that you wanted. I chose the Midnight Club on Netflix, and you stitch while you're doing it. So I believe the girlies who were doing it were Megan, the Seattle Stitcher, Bridget, the Museum Stitcher, as well as Cam the Stitcher, and Marjorie Maid. And then I also believe that Tan, the monogamous stitcher, was joining in on it. I was seeing her Instagram stories. She did a couple of shows, and she's doing one big project with a very pretty blue variegated floss. And I love loving seeing how that's been turning out over the weekend, actually. So she's doing a great job. But this is my progress on it from the last night. Last night I only got in one episode, so episode 1, season 1 of the Midnight Club, and I watched that and I stitched 165 stitches on it before I fell asleep. So my goal is to watch episode 2 tonight and stitch more on this while I edit. So that's my goal. And then I also want to stop right here for a second and give a shout out to this company I found on through Instagram. Actually, I found them through Instagram, and they're on Etsy. They're called the Cottage Cat, and they make floss drops, and I got some really cute floss drops for this project. They're these witchy like cats. So they're really cute. I really like them, and I really like these colors. So I'm really excited about this entire project. So I'm hoping to get a little more stitching on that done before I fall asleep again, hopefully. All right. Up next, I have one more new start, which is also a whip as well. So this is, I forget what the pattern name is, but I'll put it down below here. But it's inspired by Michelle. I think that's what her name is. Again, I'll put it down here. But it's a end of the thread project, where you use the last little bit of thread that you have that isn't quite enough to put back on your project, on your like floss drop, but it's too small, it's too big to throw away, too small to put back on the project, so you just stitch it on a different project. So this is where I am on mine, and I'm actually obsessed with this. Believe it or not, it's total chaos. I've messed up on here twice already, and it's total chaos, but I'm just enjoying the process. And if it's a complete mess up at the end of it, if I mess up 100 times at the end of it, as long as it looks cohesive, that's all I care about. I'm really liking how this is going. I really like this is my first project that I'm doing something like this for. And I'm really liking the different colors, how there's no, because this is just my whip. I mean, I don't have a bag for it. This just sits next to my stitching place, which is my couch, a corner on my couch. It just sits right next to my couch, and every time I have a little bit of floss that I don't know what to do with, I just stick it in here. And I've done that for, you can see some of the tiny towns that I did. That's mainly what these are, I believe, I think. But I'm really liking how this is turning out. So it's miscellaneous DMC, and I believe I have some Weeks Dye Works in there too. So miscellaneous flosses on a 32 count cream Irish linen is what it's on. So just something very neutral to have a base for the colors to shine. So I'm really liking how this is turning out. It's very cute. All right, up next, I have the Big Hearted Tiny Town. So I didn't already say this. So last weekend, I made my weekend a tiny town weekend. This was actually my husband's idea. So I have a couple tiny towns that I had wanted to finish. I wanted to get some progress on, and then I wanted to start. So that's what I did in that order. So I finished my Halloween tiny town, and then I worked on this whip, which is the Big Hearted Tiny Town, and this is where I am. Again, this is on 32 count sand, and I'm using the called for DMC. And then I stitched on this for about a day, I believe. So last time you had saw it, I had all of this and then a little bit of this mound. So I finished off this house. I went over here and got this little heart and arrow. And then I just continued on down the line to this house. So I am really loving how this is turning out. I love the pinks in this I love the pinks. They're so cute. Loving how this is turning out. But yeah, so I made just a tiny town weekend. Last week I worked on my tiny towns that I had going on, and I did that new start of tiny town on Harvest, and that's what I stitched on all weekend. So I called it my tiny town weekend. And I hope to do another of it, and I hope that next time I do it, I'm going to showcase it on Instagram and maybe do a little like maybe Sal if more people are interested in it. Maybe do a Tiny Town Weekend Sal. So let me know if that's something that you guys might be interested in me hosting. Let me know down below in the comments. All right, so that was Big Heart Tiny Town. Oh, and I don't know if I said, but that's by Heart and Hand Needle Art again. All right, up next I have a Teresa Kogut pattern from her book Hello Spring, and this is called Buzzing of the Day. This is what it's going to look like. I've said it once and I'll say it again, I love that thick border. She thick. But this is where I am. So last time you saw this, I just had this fancy T and then the H and the E for the. Now I have some more words, came down, kind of did this line and starting on, I think it's a bird right here if I'm not mistaken. But I'm getting some good progress done on this. I'm loving how this is turning out. This is on a 32 count platinum Monaco, I believe. Yes, 32 count platinum Monaco. No, I'm sorry, Belfast linen. 32 count platinum Belfast linen. The called for is Monaco. That's why I got confused. But this is where it is. And I'm loving how this is turning out. Like I said, I love this pattern. Love it. And this is a lot of fun to stitch. Every time I have pulled this out, I've had a lot of fun with it. Up next, I have another whip, which is We're Made for Each Other by the Witchy Stitcher. This is what it looks like. And then I will show you, this is where I was last time you saw this in my last video. And then, hold on, I'm tightening this, I'm sorry. And then this is where I am now. So since you have last saw this, I have added in some stitching right here, up the nose, and then some stitching up this way. And then I think that's it. I think that's all I added so far. But this one is for my best friend, and I'm hoping to get it done by Christmas for her. It's a wedding gift for her. So I'm really loving how this is turning out. I love the greens in this pattern. I just cannot get enough of the greens in this pattern. I love them so much. It's very easy to do because there's a lot of block stitching, I will say that. And I know that Cinematic Stitches has said that too. She has the bride almost all done except for the hair up here, which I have the hair up here done, and she was worried about how tedious that is. And let me just tell you, it's a little tedious. Like I've said, it's block stitching, so it's very easy to do while you're just watching TV or something like that. So it goes by pretty fast, but it's very just when you're done, you're just like, I need to see a different color. I cannot see black anymore. But again, a lot of fun, having a lot of fun with this one. I love the greens. And then my little needle minder from Mad for Minders. Love it. All right. And then this one had a needle minder for Mad for Minders too. Spooky season specialist. All right. Up next, I have a pattern by Lindsay Swearingen, the creator of Tusk and Cardinal, from her book Creepy Cross Stitch. I'm trying to find the pattern in here now. Here we go. This is what the pattern is going to look like. It's called Trick or Treat. And then this is where I am. So last time you saw this, I just had the banner and then down here. So since then I finished off this little candy, and then I moved on to the jack-o'-lantern head. And that's all I've gotten done. This is stitched on a, I believe it's 14 count white Aida that I writ dyed just purple myself. This is what the whole piece looks like. It's going to look really pretty once it's done. I'm really excited for it once it's done, actually. But this has been a whip for about a year now, and it's going to continue to be a whip unless if I want to make progress on it outside of spooky season. All right. And then my last whip that I have to show is the Friend, which is right here. And this is where I was last time that I showed it. And then here's where I am now. So as you can see, I traveled my way down here with the sun, added my way over here, and did this. I probably only added in a little over 100 stitches during a work meeting that I had last week. Nothing much, but just a little progress on it. This is going to be for my other friend before Christmas. I'm hoping to get it done by then for them. So I gotta get a move on it. All right. So that was all of my stitching. I do have a little bit of haul to show, and then I want to talk, and then I have some plans. So if you only came for the stitching, thank you so much. I hope you found something that you like, and if you feel so inclined to, leave me a comment. And if you made it this far, leave me a wine glass emoji since of my shirt. So leave me a wine glass emoji. So bye if you made it this far, and I'm going to go into haul. All right, so haul, I just have a little bit. My dad gave me a gift card, and I chose to use it at 123 Stitch. He gave me a gift card for my birthday. That was in October. So I ordered the Quirky Quaker Mothman by Darling and Whimsy Designs. Cannot wait to stitch that. I ordered Witchy Dreams by Barbara Anna Designs. And then these next two are like my dream patterns that I am so excited about, that I have to stitch immediately. So the first one is Jane Hopkins 1875. You've seen this everywhere. I finally am going to hop on the train and do it once I get the fabric. I don't know what fabric I want to use. I'm pretty sure I want to use Heartland, and then the called for DMC. That's what I'm thinking, but I am always up for suggestions. But again, I'm sure you've seen this everywhere. Everyone and their mother is stitching this. So I'm hopping on the train. And then lastly, I got The Visitor by Blackberry Rabbit. So this one, I actually saw it as a sample model in Keepsakes, and I fell in love with it. And I'm like, when this comes on in 123 Stitch, I'm gonna buy it. Well, it never did, and anytime I did, I always missed the drop, and I finally got the drop, and I got it, and I was so excited. I couldn't contain myself. I love it so much. I believe that there is a Flosstuber stitching this, and her name is La Di Da. No, that's not right. That's a designer. La De Lee. I'll put it down here on what her name is. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I watch you every week. I'm subscribed to you, but I can't remember what your name is. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with names. But she's stitching this, and it's gorgeous. Trust me. She's stitching this and it's gorgeous. I watch it. It's amazing. Amazing. But I hope to stitch this soon. I'm hoping to stitch this for maybe next year for a birthday stitch. That might be fun. All right. And then plans. So I got a little list here. So my plans are to that... So November has 5 weeks, and I want to dedicate one weekend to a project each week. So this weekend I dedicated to the Nora Corbett for Nora November. Next weekend I want to dedicate it to my Carolyn Manning Round Robin that I'm doing with Jen from Jen's Fiberweb, Jill from Stitch and Books, and Rebecca from Beck Stitches Everything. I want to get that started in a good chunk done. I want to at least get 1,000 stitches in on it if I can next weekend. So that way I can be at least about a little more than a third of the way done, already halfway into the month. Then the weekend after that, I'm going to work on The Castle by Teresa Wentzler. There is a sale going on that you work on any Teresa Wentzler pattern. That's the one that I just happen to be working on, so I'm going to work on that. And then I'm going to work on the week before Thanksgiving, We're Made for Each Other by the Witchy Stitcher, hoping to get 1,000 stitches. I don't even think I have 1,000 stitches left in that. I probably only have less than. I know I have less than that, but get that as close to the finish as possible, so that way I just have miscellaneous stitches here and there to work on for that one. And then the weekend of Thanksgiving, I plan to do a just like catch-all catch-up weekend. And then every other day I'm going to pick, depending on my mood. I am a mood stitcher. Besides like weekend stitching where I like to plan what I'm going to do for that weekend, and I don't like to plan what I'm going to do on, say like it's Monday, I'm going to do this on Thursday. I don't do that because I may not be feeling that on Thursday. I may want to do a full coverage on Thursday instead of a little roundabout by Stitching with the Housewives. I don't know, or vice versa. So I never know what I want to do, so I'm a mood stitcher. So my goal is to just kind of go with the flow and just kind of get as much progress on a couple patterns that I can as possible. And I want to do about, going back to my round robin piece, I want to do about 600 a week on that after this next weekend. This next weekend, there is a FFO weekend as well, November 8th through 10th. I heard Michelle from Bendy Stitching Designs mention it in one of her Flosstubes, and it sounded like a really cool idea, so I'm going to hop in on it and join in and hopefully get some FFOs done so I can show you guys in my next video. So stay tuned for that. That is, if you want to join, it's FFO weekend, which is November 8th, 9th and 10th, so that weekend. I plan on doing some pillows, some decor, and some standees. I'm also going to showcase over on Instagram what I'm doing as well, so make sure you follow me over there. It's Jamie Cruz _. I'll post all of my socials right here, just in case if you want to go take a look. All right, So I think that is actually all that I have for my stitching and my plans. Another short video, but that's okay. So if you made it this far, thank you. I hope you found something that you like. And I will see you guys hopefully at the end of November for a roundup on how I did up my plans. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!